magazine, the original forensics या कुछ का था. Wrong side. Bellissimo, you did it. You've seen Dora? You know what that is. नहीं, मेरा बहुत गया. This is in psychology. This is my homework. This was my part. It's not that bad, honestly. So if you hear me go through it, I will miss those lines. But like, because I know the general gist. A 0.5. Your show. Probably won't. How long do you think? How is it there? Second year to 11th century. Although we may have phenomenon before then. What? Yeah, and we were onto an HR camp. Tell me to 1, or 2, or 3, or whatever. I'm told this. Let's have lunch. I owe you one from my phone. I've seen 9 Oh, yes, the ring here. No, you want some cars. It's quite good restaurant. Come on, let's do it. And this person for 15 hours. And one evening, solid for 3. The point is, I'm trying to make is kind of fish. No, tsunami. Tsunami. The difference is it may have Musa. Please look at something not adding on. The point is not that brain. Big brain. Side, down big brain. And where's the wheel? Brain to be six for me, whole dead people brains. Great thing about us, sleep beneath thunder with opportunity. Under those future, great sea. Yeah, describes itself from the end. What are you better feeling with it? I just love doing it. It's just fun. Not the voices they like to be like there's art. Okay, first, number 1, just plug your and all have to do access to the molecular news. All have to access this molecular news. It's like no, it sounds like very government that the most recent thing we have watched this week. The first one, right? The second one. So this is thinking here in Jordan, and they expect me to be on today, like Boston Central, because I'm like, who's that? Like, oh, what the hell is talking about? Me? No, that's me back in India, so I can see that. Oh. Yeah. seeing you guys because I've already seen you, so I wanted to see him once, but I won't get to see him. Good morning, better. What about your role in church? How are you doing on that? It's good. What's up?
She's amazing at it in short.
Oh, well, aren't you funny? Yeah. Thanks. So you're figuring you figure it out now. How are you doing? True. I knew you wanted to remember an question. Okay.
I'm friends with Elena.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, long day. Yeah. But we're getting there. Tomorrow's even longer. But at least you're like, it's just like, it's either makes finals, you know, because at the end you're just. You do. How's it to go like Pakistan?
No, it's I was going to send that testing. My dad wanted to do it. So I'm going to get one. And then.
So I didn't realize you could move. I guess if the
No.
celebration.
Celebration there, but the Indian community, everyone knew what you said earlier.
Sure. So it's kind of an embassy connected sort of thing.
So for the social, I'm going to be like a full combo, hair done, makeup done, and be like,
Yeah, nice.
I will be wearing heels.
That's long. I know the mobile bikers. I've asked Miss Jay where they not just found they're just It is, and I don't know what it's about. Your April too is fine. We just don't worry about it because it was just 3 of us and me and my guy. It didn't affect. How are you feeling about your word, Jory?
That means she's
That doesn't mean that sounds like you still feel confident. Or you're being too hard. They're gonna Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect. Yeah. You need to divorce it. I do that. No.
So much.
No, because that's actually like a really. I'm out here in that. Yeah. We can wait for you. All right, I'm gonna make this up for judging. We don't start with it. Time's around. It's just like 5 minutes. You guys are gonna pick up the monitor. Just make sure you drink hot. I drink tons of it all day. Okay. It's not bad. It's just one of those where you have to.
It's just like
Push right here and go. All right, try this. I know you.
oh, serious and comic religion. And one of those was just
I know you're cool. You're a number performance, which when yeah, she went on. I don't think that's the super. Or the I've been to school, yeah.
probably a better person than I do.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
we've seen that's what they now, and they're all either hated or.
that's a good way to put it.
No.
I don't know. That's why I wrote it. Yeah, I think I would have done.
It's just, that is actually my college now.
I'm sorry. I go first. This is not the room. It is. The no one's here. Yeah. Really well. What's your first name? I wanted to do that, but I didn't realize that was an option. Pretty hard. Probably gonna get to it. I'll check for you. Shani, yeah. I remembered it. I'll have to. Actually, where is it? Oh, that's 6:15. Like, oh, correct. Small, it sounds big. Yes.
These are all.
We get to pick up again. It's written up here.
Yeah.
I don't know the order.
I'm going close. Then someone.
I'm very tired.
I know.
And I'm watching, they make it watch, but I swear, you're doing so. I'm gonna be after you. I have to be at my break at 6:40. I'm not gonna be. I can't. What are you talking about? Is this 306? Yes. Your job.
Yep.
You like it? You guys,
Is this the last one for today?
yes. Finally.
Okay, well, I've never been in this room before. So we probably have to set it up. Because this is probably today. Actually, you know what, we just need this. Yeah, that's good. This is good. That's right. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Are you my timer?
I already knew this, but I'm watching. Because it
No, he said no laughing was allowed.
You already said.
I do always have that really did 30-minute prep time. Okay. So I went there at 6:40.
Oh, okay.
They start at 6:10. Maybe actually, I don't know about this. No, maybe. Yeah, I'm so I have to leave at like 6:35. Okay.
Yeah, but don't get
In between.
Yeah.
I'll judge it. Can I go in between the people?
Yeah.
Or like once the doors closed, they're gonna.
In between
You're-
people.
that's your line.
Yeah, I'll judge.
Then once you're gone, you're gone.
Yeah. I'll judge time. I'll see.
I guess time, I think we're leaving you time.
No. I mean, like, if we're
I'm
at the
very
third
interested.
person.
What is that, what she said?
If we're at the third person, I'm running everything, you know, the fourth person. Sorry, so, but it's just third and fourth. Fourth is so much third.
We want to do is,
Second.
we how to keep us on.
Can you change?
Yeah.
No, don't change
We're all like, mouthing
Fourth,
all-
so I don't know what I'm supposed to do for this thing.
Basically, when they start speaking, you start running,
So-
and then you just go down.
Yeah, right, I know that.
So like,
Well, just stop.
Now, we don't stop.
We don't stop, I heard about that.
So
I heard that at 30 seconds, so shut up and put it down and you hope for the best.
Because they have until 10 seconds out.
Until, do you want me to stop it? I
Don't stop at all.
We don't stop.
Okay, is everybody in here? Are all the participants in the room? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay.
It's me.
I don't know.
Time. I don't know.
There's no changes now.
No.
Door's been closed.
The door has been closed.
Miss, what's the order?
The order is
Second person.
Benno, Sophie, Aniket, and Salome.
Should I change it? I mean, it's
No, I like it.
You
On
When she looks back.
Okay, now, the thing about the rolling chairs. That's my thing, I'll just have to let the rolling chair thing
Roll
go.
away.
Don't roll.
Roll away.
Just that sometimes you can roll, they get a little noisy, so just be careful with the
Roll,
rolling
roll.
chairs.
Above all, don't do
No,
this.
No doing that.
Don't do that.
No rolling while someone's speaking.
Got it. Don't do what.
As you were saying.
Can I leave through this door?
If we're supposed to get slow.
We're round 3.
It looks like some-
What? Our dog's allowed at school. I don't know, that's what I thought something. Yeah. It's 187 days till grad.
Yeah.
Right there.
I know, it's in my room.
No. By the way, they did. I have to be at my room at 6:40.
Okay, you have time. Okay, so we're ready to begin. All right. You know how to work that?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay, it's so. That's all good. All right, so. Whenever you're ready.
Hello, my name is Ishan Chatterjee and I will be performing Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. Something you need to know. Crowley is a demon and Aziraphale is an angel, and they have been cohorts since the beginning of time. Crowley, the snake from the Garden of Eden, now a London-living, sunglass-wearing, die-hard fan of Queen, ambassador of electricity and snakeskin shoes. He also doesn't blink much. Aziraphale, the angel from Eden, part-time dealer of rare books, sushi enthusiast, hater of Sound of Music. Crowley's enemy, of course, but enemy for 6,000 years now, which made him sort of a friend. Now the Antichrist is on Earth, and Armageddon is afoot. At the moment, Crowley and Aziraphale are working together, devising ways to stop Armageddon, sitting in St. James's Park, feeding ducks. will win Armageddon, of course. But you don't want that win, right? Why not? After we win, life will be better. But it won't be as interesting. Look, you'd be as happy with the harp as I'd be with the pitchfork. You know we don't play harps, and we don't use pitchforks. I was being rhetorical. And people are more than happy for it to happen, you know. It's what it's all about, the whole Hades business. And then what? Game over and so coin. Sometimes I find your methods of expression a little difficult to follow. But that's ineffable wisdom for you, I'm afraid. You've got it. How long do you think we've got? The prophecies differ, certainly till the end of the century, although we may expect certain phenomena before them. What? You know, and the world until one man should come in tumpity one, or 2 or 3. Whatever. Let's go somewhere warm. I'm cold. Let's have lunch. I know you want to. When was it? Paris, 1793. Oh yes, the reign of terror. Was it one of yours or one of ours? Wasn't it yours? Can't recall. It was quite a good restaurant though. Come on, let's do the Ritz. The Antichrist had been on earth for 15 hours, and one angel and one demon had been drinking sordidly for 3 of them. The point that I'm trying to make is dolphins. That's my point. Kind of fish? No. It's your mammal. It's your actual mammal. Differences. They make out of water. You don't think so. Pretty sure that's right. Something about their young. Whatever. The point is, their brains. What about their brains? Big brains. That's my point. Size of damn big brains. And then there's some whales. Brain City, take it from me. Whole damn sea full of brains. Kraken. Huh? Great big bugger. Sleeping through the thunders of the upper deep. And the loads of huge and unnumbered bloody great seaweeds, you know? Supposed to rise to the surface. Right at the end. When the sea boils. Well, there you are them. Whole sea bubbling. So much poor old dolphins, so much seafood, no one giving a damn. All creatures, great and small. Great and small. A lot of them with brains, and then zap. All right. I don't like it any more than you do. But just to think about it, you know what eternity is? I mean, do you know what eternity is? This is big mountain, see? A mile high at the end of the universe. And once every 1,000 years, there's a little bird. The same bird every 1,000 years? Well, yeah. The ancient bird then. Every 1,000 years, this little bird flies all the way to the mountain and sharpens its beak. Hold on. You can't do that. Between here and the end of the universe, there's a bugger all, dear boy. That doesn't matter. Aha! It produces a spaceship. Yeah, if you like. Anyway, this bird sharpens its beak on the mountain and then flies back in the spaceship, and after 1,000 years, it goes and does it all again. Seems like a lot of effort just to sharpen a beak. Listen, the point is that when the bird has flown down the mountain to nothing, right? Then you still won't have finished watching the sound of music. And you'll enjoy it, you really will. My dear boy, you won't have a choice. Listen, heaven has no taste. No, and not one single sushi restaurant. I can't interfere with divine plans. Well, what about diabolical ones? Pardon? Well, it's got to be a diabolical plan, hasn't it? We're doing it. My side. Ah, but your side can't do anything without being part of the ineffable divine plan. You wish. No, see, that's the thing. What do you call it? That colorful idiom? The line at the bottom? The bottom line? Yes, it's that. And you can't be certain, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can't be certain the thwarting isn't part of the divine plan too. I mean, you see a Y and you thwart, am I right? Broadly. Actually, I can't tune with the actual thwarting because of ineffability. You understand? Right. So all you've got to do is thwart. Because if I know anything, is that the birth is just a start. It's the upbringing that's important. It's influences. Certainly our side won't mind me thwarting you. They won't mind that at all. Right. It'd be a real feather in your wing. But genetics, don't tell me from genetics, what have they got to do with it? Look at Satan, created as an angel, grows up to be the great adversary. Hey, if you're going to go on about genetics, you might as well say that the kid grew up to be an angel. After all, his father was really big in heaven in the old days. Saying he'll grow up to be a demon just because his dad became one is like saying a mouse, its tail cut off, will give birth to tailless mice. No, upbringing is everything. Take it from me. And without unopposed satanic influences, good worth heaven have to start all over again. The earth gets at least 11 other years. That's got to be worth something, right? I suppose it's worth a try. And if for the child's own good in the long run, he'll be godfather, sort of, overseeing his religious upbringing. You know, I've never actually thought of that. Godfathers? But I'll be damned. Being a demon or an angel was supposed to mean that you had no free will. But you couldn't hang around for humans for very long without learning anything of it.
In this piece, we see the true powers of the imagination. What characters can a man create for himself to escape from the banality of everyday life? Can imagining yourself as a hero help overcome your humdrum existence? Here, Walter Mitty imagines himself as a brave captain in The Secret Life of Walter Mitty by James Thurber. We are going through! The commander's voice was like thin ice breaking. He wore a full dress uniform, with a heavily braided white cap pulled down rakishly over one cold gray eye. We can't make it, sir. It's spoiling for a hurricane, if you ask me. I'm not asking you, Lieutenant Burke. Throw on the power lights. Remember, up to 8,500. We're going through. The pounding of the cylinders increased. A pocket, a pocket, a pocket, a pocket, a pocket. The commander stared at the ice forming on the pilot window. He walked over and twisted a row of complicated dials. Switch on the number 8 auxiliary, he shouted. Switch on number 8 auxiliary, repeated Lieutenant Burke. Full strength and number 3 turret. Full strength and number 3 turret. The crew, running to their various tasks in the huge, hurtling 8-engined Navy hydroplane, looked at each other and grinned. The old man will get us through, they said to one another. The old man ain't afraid of hell. Not so fast! You're driving too fast, said Mrs. Mitty. What are you driving so fast for? Said Walter Mitty. He looked at his wife, and the secret beside him with shocked astonishment. She seemed grossly unfamiliar, like a strange woman who had yelled at him in the crowd. You're up to 55. You know I'd like to go more than 40. You're up to 55. Walter Mitty drove on toward Waterbury in silence. The roaring of the SN-202, the worst storm in 20 years of Navy, flying fading in the remote, intimate airways of his mind. You're tensed up again. It's one of your days. I wish you'd let Dr. Renshaw look you over. Walter Mitty stopped the car in front of the building where his wife went to have her hair done. Remember to get those overshoes when I'm getting my hair done. I don't need overshoes. She put a mirror back into her bag. We've been all through that, she said, getting out of the car. You're not a young man anymore. Have you lost your gloves? Walter Mitty reached in the pocket and brought out the gloves. He put them on, but after she had turned and gone into the building and he had driven onto a red light, he took them off again and got out of the car. When he came out into the street, he began to wonder what the thing was his wife had told him to get. She had told him twice before they set out from the house for Waterbury. In a way, he hated these movie trips to town. He was always getting something wrong. Kleenex, he thought. Squibs. Razor blades. No. Toothpaste. Toothbrush. Bicarbonate. Carborundum. Initiative and referendum. He gave it up. But she would remember it. Oh, yes. Where's the what's his name? She would ask. Don't tell me you forgot the what's his name. His wife would be through with the hairdressers in 15 minutes. Immediately saw him looking at his watch. Unless they had trouble drying it. Sometimes they had trouble drying it. She didn't like to get to the hotel first. She would want him to be there waiting for her as usual. He found a big leather chair in the lobby, facing the window, and he put the old shoes and the puppy biscuit on the floor beside it. He picked up an old copy of Liberty, and he sank down into the chair. Can Germany conquer the world through the air? He read. Walter Mitty looked at the pictures of bombing planes and of ruined streets. The Canadians got the wind up in young lady, sir, said the lieutenant. Captain Mitty looked up at him through tousled hair. Get him to bed, he said wearily. With the others, I'll fly alone. But you can't, sir. It takes 2 men to hand that bomber, and the Archies are pounding hell out of the air. For a mid-man service between here and Sawyer. Somebody's got to get that ammunition done. I'm going over. Swallow brandy. He poured a drink for the lieutenant and one for himself. Water thundered and whined around the dugout and battered at the door. There was a rending of wood, and splinters flew through the room. A bit of a near thing, said Captain Mitty carelessly. The box barrier is closing in. We only live once, Lieutenant, said Mitty, with his faint, fleeting smile. Or do we? He poured another brandy and tossed it off. I never see a man who can hold his brandy like you, sir. Begging your pardon, sir. Captain Mitty stood up and strapped on his huge, lovely Vickers automatic. It's 40 kilometers to the hill, sir, said the lieutenant. Mitty finished one last brandy. After all, what is it? The pounding of the cannon increased. There was the rat-tat-tatting of machine guns, and from somewhere came the menacing pocketa of the new flamethrowers. Walter Mitty walked to the door of the dugout, humming, Opre de Magon. He turned away to the lieutenant. Cheerio! Something struck his shoulder. I've been looking all over the hotel for you, said Mrs. Mitty. Why do you have to hide this old chair? How do you expect me to find you? Things closed in, said Walter Mitty vaguely. What? Mrs. Mitty said. Did you get the what's his name? The puppy biscuit? What's in that box? Overshoes, said Mitty. Can you check with the one in the store? I was thinking, said Walter Mitty. Does it ever occur to you that I'm sometimes thinking? Walter Mitty lighted a cigarette. It began to rain with sleet in it. He stood up against the wall of the drugstore, smoking. He put his shoulders back and his heels together. To hell with the handkerchief, said Walter Mitty scornfully. He took one last drag on the cigarette and snapped it away. Then, with that faint, fleeting smile playing about his lips, he faced the firing squad. Erect and motionless, proud and disdainful. Walter Mitty the undefeated, inscrutable to the last.
Whenever you're ready.
In this piece, the narrator is less enthused to be at this dance and even more annoyed with her dance challenge partner. She attempts to be overly polite to her partner despite the cool thoughts in her head. The Waltz by Catherine Ann Porter. Why, thank you so much, I'd adore to. I don't want to dance with him. I don't want to dance with anybody. And even if I did, it wouldn't be him. I've seen the way he dances. Just think, not a quarter of an hour ago, here I was sitting, feeling so sorry for the poor girl he was dancing with. And now I'm going to be the poor girl? Here I was minding my own business, not doing a stitch of harm to any living soul. And then he comes into my life, all smiles and city manners. Why, he scarcely knows my name, let alone what it stands for. It stands for despair, bewilderment, futility, degradation, and premeditated murder. But little does he know. I don't know his name either. I haven't any idea what it is. Jukes would be my guess from the look in his eyes. How do you do, Mr. Jukes? And how's that dear little brother of yours, with the two heads? Ah, now why did he have to come around me with his low requests? and I had to go and tell him that I'd adore to dance with him. I cannot understand why I wasn't struck down dead. Yes, and being struck down dead would look like a day in the country compared to struggling out a dance with this boy. But what could I do? Everyone else at the table had got up to dance, except him and me. There I was trapped like a trap in a trap. What can you say when a man asks you to dance with him? I most certainly will not dance with you. I'll see you in hell first. Why, thank you. I'd like to, but I'm having labor pains. No, there was nothing for me to do but say I'd adore to. Why, I think it's more of a waltz, really, isn't it? We might just listen to the music a second, shall we? Oh, yes, it's a waltz. Mine? Why, I'm simply thrilled. I'd love to waltz with you. I'd love to waltz with you. I'd love to waltz with you. I'd love to have my tonsils out. I'd love to be in a midnight fire at sea. Well, it's too late now. We're getting underway. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear. Oh, this is even worse than I thought it was going to be. I suppose that's one dependable law of life. Everything is always worse than you think it's going to be. Oh, if I had any real grasp of what this dance would be like, I'd have held out for sitting it out. Well, it will probably amount to the same thing in the end. We'll be sitting it out on the floor in a minute if he keeps this up. Why can't I stay in one place just long enough to get acclimated? It's this constant rush, rush, rush. That's the curse of American life. That's the reason we're all, ow! For God's sake, don't kick, you idiots. My poor shin that I've had ever since I was a little girl. Oh, no, goodness, no. It didn't hurt the least little bit. And anyways, it was my fault. Really, it was. Truly. Well, you're just being sweet to say that. It really was all my fault. I wonder what I'd better do. Kill him this instant with my naked hands, or wait and let him drop his traces. Maybe it's best not to make a scene. Maybe he didn't do it maliciously. Maybe it's just his way of showing his high spirits. I suppose I ought to be glad that one of us is having such a good time. I suppose I ought to think myself lucky if he brings me back alive. Maybe it's too much to demand of a practically strange man that he leaves your shins as he found them. Yes, it's lovely, isn't it? It's simply lovely. It's the loveliest waltz, isn't it? Oh, I think it's lovely too. Ow, get off my instep, you hulking peasant. What do you think I am, anyway? A gangplank? Ow! No, of course, it didn't hurt. Why, it didn't a bit. Honestly, it was all my fault. You see that little step of yours? Well, it's perfectly lovely. It's just a tiny bit tricky to follow at first. Oh, did you work that up yourself? You really did? Well, aren't you amazing? Oh, now I think I've got it. Oh, I think it's lovely. I was watching you do it when you were dancing before. It's awfully effective when you look at it. It's awfully effective when you look at it. I bet I'm awfully effective when you look at me. My hair is hanging along my cheeks. My skirt is swaddling about me. I can feel the cold damp of my brow. I must look like something out of the Fall of the House of Usher. Is that orchestra never going to stop playing? Or must this obscene travesty of a dance go on until hell burns out? Oh, they're going to play another encore? Oh, goody. Oh, that's lovely. Tired? I should say I'm not tired. I'd like to go on like this forever. I should say I'm not tired. I'm dead, that's all I am. Dead. I wonder why I didn't tell him I was tired. I wonder why I didn't suggest going back to the table. Still, if we were back at the table, I'd probably have to talk to him. Look at him. What could you say to a thing like that? Did you go to the circus this year? What's your favorite kind of ice cream? How do you spell cat? I guess I'm as well off here. As well off as if I were in a cement mixer in full action. I'm past all feeling now. The only way I can tell when he steps on me is that I can hear the splintering of bones. And all the events of my life are passing before my eyes. There was the time I was in a hurricane in the West Indies. There was a day I got my head cut open in the Texas mountain. There was the night the drunken lady threw a bronze ashtray at her own true love and got me instead. There was that summer that the sailboat kept capsizing. Ah, what an easy, peaceful time was mine, until I fell in with Swifty here. I think my mind is beginning to wander. It almost seems to me as if the orchestra were stopping. It couldn't be. Of course, it could never, ever be. And yet, in my ears, there's a silence like the sound of angel voices. Oh, they've stopped the mean things. They're not going to play anymore? Oh, darn. Oh, do you think they would? Do you really think so? If you gave them $20? Oh, that would be lovely. I'd simply adore to go on waltzing.
Mom's Friday the 13th, not dead.
Well, I'm glad I wouldn't get a ranking.
Answer the
Bring your ready. Are your timer ready?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
My name is Aniket Chandelier, and I'll be performing an interpretation of Homework Eats Dog and Other Woeful Tales by Alan Hayne. Good morning. I am Mr. Perkinsky. Today is Friday, October 13th. Friday the 13th. It is also the day on a very large, very difficult, very long-term, very potentially great devastating assignment is due for my class. It is now 7:28 a.m. I'm expecting the first knock on my office door within the next 124 seconds. You see, I have been giving this assignment for the past 23 years. We've come to expect a particular phenomenon in this most weighty performance. I call it the hour of desperation. Before the first school bell rings, I expect to have a plethora of students coming in with a myriad of excuses why they should have an extension on this monolithically important assignment. I look forward to the inventiveness of the hour, the creativity of the hour, and most of all, the sheer student desperation of the hour. Please realize that though the students you are about to see will come with all manner of excuses, I have never, ever in 23 years found a single extension. Not one. Good morning, Mr. Kolkaneski. Ah, Jane, enter. Yes, it is a good morning. The morning of Friday the 13th to be exact. Right, can I talk to you about my assignment? You mean the one that is due today at the beginning of class when we have 43 minutes? That one, yes. Talk away. I was wondering if I could maybe, could I release my other class members first? Different. Feel free. Okay, guys, come on. You see, Mr. Kolkaneski, to better explain what I have to, explain, I thought it would be helpful to have some of my friends here to sort of, give you a better picture of what I mean. Okay, what would you like? I'm doing an extension of the assignment. Do you? Yes, I do. And why do you need an extension on this long-term, heavily weighted assignment? Because, well, you see, I never really understood the assignment. Never understood it. One thing I have to tell you, as far as excuses go, I didn't understand the assignment. Ranks very high on the list. But Mr. Kolkaneski, this is different. Really? Yes, my lack of understanding is very deep. Sir, I'm pretty much stupid. Well, that's not much I hear. Continue. Everybody here will tell you that, right, Zach?
Jane is like dumb, Mr. Kolkaneski, and I see that as a boyfriend.
Really? The word moron doesn't even begin to capture it, sir. Yeah, see? I must say, I'm in a convinced Jane. No, I really don't understand things. I mean, I never have. I'd be all over the playground understanding things. Nobody wanted to play with me because I just didn't understand anything. Well, this is quite a tragic tale. Yes, and it's even sad, too. So, because you cannot comprehend the assignment, you believe you should have an extension on it. Is that correct, Jane? Yes. Let me think. No. So you're saying I can't have an extension? I think you understood me. Congratulations. Leave now. And so it begins. That, as far as various people occurred throughout the years, was minus 6.5. Bringing in fellow classmates is a variation, what I should have expected. Mr. Kolkaneski? Ah, another individual pleading fruitlessly for the lenience I had once granted in 23 months in 24 years. Come on in. Amanda, you look distraught. Extremely distraught, sir. Pitiful, desperate, needy, completely desperate. In other words, beautiful. What seems to be the trouble today? Well, it's about the homework. The long-term evaluated do or die assignment that's been hanging overhead for close to a month. That homework, yes. I suspect as much. Go on. And my dog. Your dog? Did you say this about your homework and your dog? Amanda, over the years I've heard numerous excuses. multitudes of veritable cornucopia of cutouts. So do not tell me that you're going to insult my intelligence with the lowest of the low. Do not tell me that your dog ate your homework. No, Mr. Volkanovsky, it's much worse than that. You see, I've had a very rough night. Because you know what, I better take it slow. You may not realize this, Mr. Volkanovsky, but I have a deep and biting love for science, just like you.
Buttering me up, very attractive, but occasionally effective.
What's your point? You see, because of my aforementioned profound affection for science, I began an experiment in genetic engineering months ago. Copernicus, of course, my dog, was fascinated by my test objects, but not for scientific reasons, I'm afraid. He saw them as potential playthings. So, how did the experiment proceed? Extremely well. That was the problem. If only I had failed, I never would have become so blinded, so unbalanced. Anyway, yes, it was also fascinating. With alterations in diet, I could cause all sorts of variations in massive behavior patterns. Amanda, surely you have not come to me with an excuse. Surely you have come to me with one of the most advanced research projects of all time. Sir, I'm not quite done with my account. I must get through the most important part of my chronicle. What happened yesterday afternoon, the penultimate day before the project was due. I made two fateful and fatal mistakes. Yes. You see, yesterday I let my hubris get the best of me. I became reckless. I took all of the food I'd previously been doling out of life, and I threw it in the cage. It was a moment of insanity, and not only that, I became so whimsical and foolish to leave the room. For the surprise, can you imagine? And in addition, I ran from the room, and I said, accidentally left the door ajar. Copernicus got in. Apparently, my hastily concocted cocktail of mouse fodder turned the mice into the mammalian equivalent of giant, muscular, ferocious piranha. Copernicus must have lashed the door behind him as he entered. Imagine his horror, his terror being trapped in that room with the hulking, hungry, Schwarzenegger-like mice. And with their feet fly exhausted, and with their sense smell enhanced, and with the blood was coursing through their bodies, these monsters focused on Copernicus. There's one more thing. Mice, apparently the juice of food I administered them, along with a sudden violent frenzy. It overrode their systems, and they all died. So now you understand, Mr. Volkanovsky, why I had such a terrible night last night. After witnessing that awful scene of death, disappointment, heartache, and destruction, I couldn't stop vomiting. Crying and vomiting simultaneously. Not pleasant. I should say not. I thought to you this morning that you were a fellow avid scientist and extended that once in 23-year extension to your Nobel Juice policy. I need an extension, Mr. Volkanovsky, because in fact, my homework ate my dog. Amanda, I find your story compelling. Bless you, sir. Imaginative. I thank you again for my magic. I hope you don't mean that I am quite clever, humbugate your dog. I didn't make it. In the grand scheme of things, however, I find myself weighing this question. Should I reward this spicy, well-prepared story or not? I weigh again. And in the end, I must favor not. Can you see how this day of all other days in the school year brings me such joy? Another hour of desperation, chock full of wonderful excuses and dying pleas for mercy, has come and gone. And I, Douglas Kirkinsky, have withstood them all and kept my record intact. 24 years of not granting a single solitary exception.
7:30.
Whenever you're ready.
In this piece, the slightly nervous, self-conscious narrator is so excited for her date, until she realizes communication might be a bit of a problem. With the music so loud, she has no idea what her date is saying. Here, we get a glimpse into the confusion that ensues in her head as she tries to make sense of it all. Drowned out by Robert Patrick. What? Oh, yes, this table will be fine. If that's what you asked, I think that's what you asked. You may have asked me to marry you or join you in assassinating several politicians. My God, why did they play the music so loud Why do you play the music so loud every place? Is it because jukeboxes cost $0.25 now? Is it to give you your money's worth? No, they can't possibly care about that. Yes, I like the play. I'm assuming you asked me if I liked the play. I mean, I didn't actively dislike it. I mean, I didn't throw up or run screaming at the theater. It was sort of a pleasant little play that makes for interesting conversation afterwards. Oh, you smiled when you said that. You must have been pleased with my response. Oh, I'm beginning to be able to read your expressions. When I get to where I can read your lips, I'll be getting somewhere. In the meantime, I can read the table. We're obviously never going to get a menu. Have you read the table yet? I wonder if he's read any interesting tables lately. Looky here, somebody carved life is meaningless and their phone number. Why, yes, sometimes I think that life is meaningless. Other times I don't think at all. And sometimes I think I ought to cut my bangs. Do you think I ought to cut my bangs? That was a definite smile. We're getting someplace. Now let's see, did you say, yes, I think you ought to cut your bangs. At the moment you look like a pretentious lapdog. Or could you have possibly have said, please never cut your bangs. I love your bangs. I dream of your bangs. Yeah, that's too many syllables. Well, I think I'll bob my head back and forth in time for music. I bet I look adorable doing that. Oh, you're looking down at the table. I've embarrassed you. Oh, I see. Nobody else in the place is bobbing their head or tapping their fingers. They're all engaged in meaningful conversation. How do they do that? Are there scripts you can memorize? Am I just not subscribing to the proper magazines? No, I see. You're not ashamed of me at all. You're reading the table. Now, here's a bit of a problem. From your side, the caption beside the obscene drawing says, wow. And from my side, it says, boom. Gee, I'd like to share that amusing tidbit with you. Maybe I should rotate the table. If I look up from that filthy picture and smile, will I get the wrong impression? Maybe I should just look around and bob my head and tap my fingers again. What? Now that's the silliest thing I ever said. Perhaps I'll just nod enthusiastically. Make you ask me if I'm having a good time. You're nodding too. We're agreeing on something. I'm nodding harder and so are you. Hey, we're laughing together. I probably just agreed to help you hold up the place. I did. And you're reaching in your pocket for a gun. It's $1. Oh, I know. You're gonna offer any man in this place $1 to take me away. Oh no! You're gonna offer the waitress $1 to bring us menus. Is it any wonder that I love you? Would it be any wonder if I did? Well, yes. Considering that we've never said 15 consecutive words to each other. Hi, I've got a cab waiting. Let's have a drink across the street. I think the show's starting. Come on, let's go have that drink across the street. Sweet God in heaven, the waitress is giving him $4. He's calling paramedics to take me to the loony bin. No, there's no escape. He's walking to the jukebox and shoveling quarters in. He's wrinkling his brow and punching buttons. And I know that jukebox. I've read it. You get 5 sections for $1. I don't believe it. The music has actually stopped. I can hear plates rattling, and the captions are continuing, and the paintball machine muttering, you have defeated Koger. And here he comes back. It's true. I have defeated Koger. I'm going to be able to tell him I'm out of this place. Oh, boy. He found one that turned on several extra speakers. He's nodding at me with a questioning look on his face. Maybe he's asking me if I'd like to set fire to the place. I'll nod passionately. He's not sitting down. In fact, no one's sitting down. Maybe everybody has had enough and we're all going to tear the timbers down and beat the jukebox into little plastic pieces. No. Couples are all embracing? Are the men going off to war? Are the women going off to the powder room? Are we going to split up and play football? No. They're all walking out to the middle of the floor? They're all smashing cockroaches and grinding them into the concrete. Oh no, could it be? Could it be? It is. They're dancing. They've surrendered to the music. My hero's choice has conquered their reserve. And there he is standing there, holding his arms out to me. He's not threatening to strangle me. No, his hands are too far apart for that. He could be telling me how big his fish is. He probably wants me to get up and dance. I could get up and dance. No, that's not all I can do. I can bang my face onto the table until he gets the idea. Only then I'd go around with the word mom engraved on my forehead. Oh, he's committed himself, he said. I thought we might dance, or else I'm off to fight in France. Either way, the polite thing's to throw myself into his arms. I can't just sit here clutching the table edge. I'm getting chewing gum under my fingernails. All right, I'll get up and let him lead me to the dance floor. He'll let go of me when we get there, and I can fall on my hands and knees and crawl to safety, wherever that may be. And I do mean wherever. All right, lead me to it. That's the spirit. That's the drive and energy that made us win in Vietnam. We didn't. Well, this is a fine time to tell me.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
I want to kill my identity.
The rest are not all.
I'm messed up.
Okay.
She knows my piece.
All right.
She knows my piece. Cover to cover. She went, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. How did you survive this?
Bye.
Yeah, unless you're going to
Bye.
have
Have a good night, everyone.
You too, Miss Jane. Okay.
Guys, you guys sleep. Have a good night's sleep. Every night.
Like just very, very Thank you.
Yeah, I do. You guys know what it is?
Like the book.
Oh, you have practice at 7:30.